So year to date, I have had a little over $30,000 in income since mid-February. Just to give a little perspective on that, this property, the payment I have is under $900 a month, and it would probably rent for about $1,500 a month. This is just a standard rental. And looking back, I can see in May, I made $6,000. In June, I made $8,500. And July is going to be $12,000. You know, it's just multiples of what I could make as a regular rental, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. So I'm calculating on a 5.5 month total timeline right now, an average of about $5,454 monthly revenue, which is quite good for a $900 to $1,500 rental. All right, guys. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Wearing the exact same outfits as the previous video, same exact participants on this video, along with a brand new guest, because we thought to ourselves, hey, who could we reach out to on short notice here and get a firsthand perspective of somebody that's actually going through the BNB Bootcamp with Michael and Katrina. And so we contacted Michael Fox, who has the coolest logo around. I love that logo, man. That is awesome. And so yes, that is right, everybody. We have another Michael on the video with us. So that's 3 Michaels, 1 Matthew, 1 Katrina. Katrina and I are obviously outnumbered. Let's go ahead and start things off here. Michael Fox, tell everybody, if you could, about kind of how you came across this this BNB Bootcamp that Michael and Katrina provide. Obviously, you hired them. Where did you find out about it?
I found about it on your channel. And I've been watching you and learning a lot of things for a while. In fact, I just watched a video yesterday because I was like, I need to get a HELOC on something. So watched your video on that. And honestly, that's one of the reasons I trusted them. I'm all about trying to find out who's doing something really well that I want to learn how to do and just hiring them to teach me. And so it was kind of like, okay, who's got this figured out? And then I saw your video, and it was probably like an hour later, I was like sending them the message, okay, guys, what do I need to do to get started? So, okay,
cool. Well, thanks for the viewership. We always appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm glad it's worked out well for you. I mean, the success stories make it all worth it to make these videos for everybody. So when did you engage?
Well, I got my first property up and running in February. So I think we started in January, maybe mid-January, somewhere around there. And mid-February, I got my first property. It was completely, set up. It was listed on Airbnb. And it was pretty cool because like I listed it Friday at midnight, and I just stayed up late trying to finish, and I didn't have it quite perfect, but I said, all right, I'm just going to hit this and I'll finish editing it tomorrow. Well, the next morning I had 2 bookings. And the first booking paid for the whole month of mortgage payments and everything. So I'm pretty happy on Saturday,
And that's astonishing. Well done. So tell us a little bit about where things have come since then. So you had your first 2 bookings after the first posting and in literally the first night. So how's the calendar looking now?
So right now my calendar's doing pretty good. Really good. I'm looking down at my phone because I have this cool app they told me about. And so year to date, I have had a little over $30,000 in income since mid-February. Just to give a little perspective on that, this property, the payment I have is under $900 a month. And it would probably rent for about $1,500 a month. This is just a standard rental. And looking back, I can see in May, I made $6,000. In June, I made $8,500. And July is going to be $12,000. Part of that is because there's somebody staying long-term and they're going to give me a big check near the end of the month. But, it's just multiples of what I could make as a regular rental, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. So I'm calculating on a 5.5 month total timeline right now, an average of about $5,454 monthly revenue, which is quite good for a $900 to $1,500 rental. That's pretty special. Do you work a day job too, or did you just get dressed up for us?
This is for you. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm actually a real estate agent.
Okay.
And yeah, and I've been involved in rentals, and I always saw, short-term rentals as like, man, that would just be so much work. And so that was always why I didn't really get into it. And then when I saw you interview them, I was like, well, they must have some good systems to be able to manage that many properties, and they do.
So one of the fears you had coming in was this is going to be a real challenge to work alongside your day job. It was just, you were concerned about the effort you'd have to put in. How much effort has it required from you?
Well, it's been really, I mean, the effort is kind of like getting it started, and then you just kind of keep it going, but it's been very minimal. I mean, I was telling my wife, I've had people stay there for a week and I never even hear from them. Everything's automated. Here and there, you just have to respond to a couple of things, and eventually that can be outsourced. We would go stay at an Airbnb, and some lady that lived on the property would bring us cookies, and I'm like, man, I can't be doing that.
Are you not a baker?
No, not a baker. No.
Let me dive into some of the coaching aspects of it. So obviously everyone that's going to be laying out this type of capital, obviously for coaching, and you're going to pay to, get any business off the ground, and obviously have support from folks. What did it look like for you out of the gate with Michael and Katrina? Obviously they're first class, but I've not gone through the program. So what were the initial onboarding steps? What does that look like on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis?
Well, it started with, if I remember right, and you guys help me remember Michael and Katrina, but it started with like an onboarding call, and they had me fill out some information about kind of where are you at, right now financially, what are your goals, what's your long-term, short-term goals, things like that. And to be honest with you, I've been in a lot of like real estate coaching over the years, and I run a real estate team, and I had a bunch of properties already that I was like, okay, I want to get this one on the market, this one, and this one. So I was kind of like, let's talk about goals, but then let's go ahead and get started right now. Yeah. And so they just kind of said, okay, that's fine. We could do that. And so it was really good. They gave me some good action steps. Every time I've had a little speed bump and reached out to them for help, they've been really good about responding to that, and got me up and going really, really quick.
Yeah, and we often talk about support here on the channel, obviously. So, has it met or exceeded or underwhelmed you, as far as their contact rate when getting back in touch with you? If you've got, kind of that touchy subject right now that you need help, you're in the weeds, what does that look like? Are you satisfied so far?
Yeah, I am. And I also feel like, I don't feel like they have to respond to everything right away, because if they were, I would almost be like, they're not living the life that they should be living, if they're always like on the clock all the time. But every time I've had an issue, like just the other day, I was like, hey guys, the air conditioner went out. I need to shut this down for 2 days. Which app do I use? Because there's 3 apps, and if you change one and not the others, they overlap each other. And they got back to me within like 2 minutes. Oh, here's that. So it was just like a quick answer they gave me right in time. And then other things, we might schedule a call or something like that. But yeah, I've been satisfied. I mean, it's met my expectations. I feel like it's totally worth the investment, because as you can see, I mean, 5 months, I've already more than doubled what I paid for their class, and, made the money back that I put into getting the place ready and everything. So that's a great investment in my book.
So, yeah, I mean, my biggest question is, there's always this dilemma when you're trying to get started in any kind of a business. Is it worth it to spend the money to have somebody there to help you, or should I just go out there and DIY this thing? And I was cursed with the DIY DNA. I say that often. I wish I wasn't. My instinct is to jump in, figure things out, problem solve. And I encounter a lot of bumps and bruises because of that. I've managed to learn how to fight that urge, but it took a long time. And my fear is always that somebody gets on this channel, they think that this is a solicitation. We don't care that we don't have a dog in the race. You go out there and learn the hard way if you choose, if you want. But Michael Fox, you said something right at the top of this interview that you tend to work the other way where you're just looking for the support. And I've grown into that, thankfully. What would you tell somebody that's considering, is it worth, because they're willing to give our audience a deep discount, right? They've raised their prices again. It's up to $18,000 now for the program. They're charging down to $9,997 for the first 4 people that get in. And that's just out of the 10 that they're opening. There's no more than 10 on this season of this for our folks. The other 6 are still getting a great discount at just under $12K. It's obviously a really well spent $12,000, but that's a lot of money for somebody that hasn't necessarily gone out and stepped into the world of entrepreneurship before. So do you have any words of advice for somebody that's struggling with that choice?
Well, like I mentioned, this isn't my first time to hire somebody to teach me something. And every time in the past, it's been well worth it. I mean, my real estate team went from selling like 65 houses. We hired a different coach. We went to like 175 houses. It's just somebody has it all figured out. And this is so much more complicated, especially if you were doing it on your own. It's not that complicated when you have somebody that's like, okay, use this app for this, use this app for this, use this app for this. Here's what you say, copy and paste this template. And even like writing the descriptions on the Airbnb, I thought, well, I'm a realtor. I know how to write descriptions. They have a totally different, way better way to do it. It's like so much better. And, you know, the Airbnb that I have is renting for so much more per night than anything. In fact, I've got a place like in the mountains with a mountain view that's managed by another company, and it doesn't get as much per night as my little house that's just like 30 minutes from the city and nowhere anybody's going to search. I want to visit that place. So to have somebody that just comes in with all the systems and how to manage it, how to get it rolling. I mean, I don't know. I could probably do it for 10 years and never get it going the way it's going after 5 months, just because I just took their system and used it, you know?
And we love that. We love that.
Thanks,
We love that copy and paste aspect on our channel. So obviously you have adopted that coaching model. Obviously it's proved out well for you. Who is this not for? Right. So you've got a real estate background. Obviously I can see in your nice button down shirt and tie right there, you're probably going to go out and sell $1 million house after we get off the episode today. But someone that has no real estate experience, what would they be leery of going into this? How would you discount? Because this is not going to be a great fit for everyone. We always talk often on the channel, you know, we're going to play really an advocate role and help people kind of eliminate themselves from the outset. So what type of personality, what type of mindset, what type of background would you say this would not be a good fit for to move forward with Michael and Katrina?
I really think it's a lot better of a fit than most things, because it just, I mean, it is kind of a big investment up front, but you watch some of the other videos and get one of those net weapons and you could cover getting a place set up and getting it started and a few months of paying for everything. And it comes in so quickly. I mean, like those first 2 bookings, that was the day after I listed it. You know, I'm used to the real estate world, 45 days, you have a closing or it falls through, and then you're waiting, or you rent it out for $200 a month. No, this is like the next day. And then when they go in, the first day they're there, you get a check for the whole amount that they're staying. So you could within a week get like $2,000 or something. I'm not saying that'll happen for everybody.
Instant gratification obviously is always key in investing. Everyone likes that from the investing standpoint, of course.
But I think if you were somebody like maybe somebody that's too much of a micromanager, I'm not like you, Matthew. I'm more like, if I don't have to deal with it, I don't even want to. Like you said, you're getting more like that. But like if you were somebody that's worried about, I don't want kids eating in the living room, or I want people to take their shoes off when they go in the house, or something crazy like that. But I guess you have to have a little bit of money to get started, whether it's your own money or debt weapon or something like that. But if you can get it started, I don't see why it wouldn't be a good fit, because you get such quick return on your investment. I mean, I even had an air conditioner that I thought, okay, I might have to replace this $4,000 air conditioner. It doesn't matter, because I've already made so much money and I've got probably $4,000 coming in the next 3 weeks, you know, for this property. So it's pretty good.
Let's tell everybody how to get plugged in. If you've heard enough and you're like, look, you know, this is for me. I want to get started with the hospitality business. Just shoot an email to BNB Bootcamp at VIPfinancialeducation.com. We'll throw it in the description as always to make it easy to find. Again, BNB Bootcamp at VIPfinancialeducation.com. Go ahead and put your first name, last name, and your phone number in that body of the email and put conversation in the subject line to let us know that you're interested. There are only 10 spots, is my understanding, for this specific workshop with Michael and Katrina. Again, super interactive, very hands-on, and they will make sure that you guys have everything you need to be running your own business. Not just by the end, but throughout, is my understanding too, right, guys? This is not, hey, wait until we're done and then start your business. This is, you're starting your business from the first meeting, and throughout this, your business is actually getting off the launch pad, correct?
Yeah, that's 100%, Matt. Like, anyone coming into this should have a long-term outlook. Like, we're starting a business from scratch usually. And it's not, you know, we're working together for 4 months, but we're talking about years, and we're building this, and we want to make sure you have that right foundation. That's key for us. And, you know, anyone coming in, like, we want to make sure you have that mindset, but also an action mindset as well. Like, the thing with Michael Fox is he listened to what we said, but he took action. You know, he didn't just listen to what we said and was like, great, that was good information, and just went away, right? Like, he listened, took action, and then, you know, I think it was the next month, like, he got your place up and running. Like, that's huge, because then we can really help automate the systems, get everything in place. And really, as simple as it sounds, is plug and play. You get your next place, plug into all your systems, and it starts to run. And maybe something you guys don't know is, like, Michael Fox, like, he's busy. Like, he has his realtor, like, he's a realtor, but he has a huge family too. Like,
you have 8 children, Michael?
Was it 8 children?
Yeah.
What?
I know.
I just almost passed out.
Like, he's a busy dude, and he figured out how to do this on the side and build it up. And so, like, I'm happy you're being very forthcoming with this. It can be an upfront investment, upfront time to get this running, but once it's set up and going, it runs, and it can run for years. That's the thing. It might be, you know, a few weeks or like a weekend to set this thing up, but then it just starts running. And like you said, you had like a couple messages from a guest that's staying there. That's normal, because we have the systems and automation, because we still want you to be a business owner, not a business operator. That's the difference. And that's really our goals with anyone coming in.
Yeah. I mean, one of the core tenets that we teach, as far as one of our philosophies, is speed of implementation. And there's no better example than that than Michael Fox, because the idea is that as soon as you hear a concept or you learn something, you don't just sit on it, you put it into action immediately. And I mean, that's just proof is in the pudding, because Michael had his property up and running within the first month of working with us. And now just a few months later, to book over $30,000 in revenue on a place that would normally rent for $1,500 a month is just
astronomical.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, no doubt. So one last question, just to clarify for myself and anybody listening. When we say starting this thing from scratch, you don't have to come in with any of the infrastructure ready. You guys help walk through the logo creation aspect, the name establishment aspect, the entity setup, the bank accounts. I mean, you're basically going from literally step one all the way through, correct?
That's exactly right. And that's so in the very first section, so we call it kind of our business fast start setup plan, and everything that you just mentioned. And there's actually a few other elements that are in there as well, but yes.
We want to be treating this like a business right from the get-go, because that's what it is. So, even the investment into the programs, a write-off, like everything, having that mindset and that mind shift to starting this business, that's what we want to be able to help and mentor and coach on.
Well, I love this interview a lot, because Michael Fox, what you've proven here is that, being busy and using time as an excuse just doesn't fly well. I mean, anybody that it has fewer than 8 children and isn't selling 170 homes next month, should probably be able to fit this into their schedule somehow, if you're looking for a way to incorporate a side hustle and diversify your income streams. So thank you so much for your willingness to come on. I know you're super busy and you've got to run. We caught you sort of last minute here. So thank you again, Michael. We'll let you fly, but is there anything else you want to add before we let you go?
No, I just, again, I think it's been great. this property so far, it's booked 45,000 for through the end of the year, 30 so far. And I've already got my next one ready, and people are like begging me, do you have any other Airbnbs, that we can stay in? I'm a super host too, by the way. Like, why am I a super host? Because I automatically respond to everybody right away. So it's not even anything I'm doing special. It's just the system that they set up. Oh, now you're super host. So, I couldn't thank you guys enough, and look forward to getting a bunch more done, and wish all the best to anybody else who's ready to get started, take action.
Yeah, can't wait to have you back on, talk a little bit more about your future results after you've got a little more experience under your belt there, but you're doing fabulous, and congratulations on everything.
All right. And thank you for interviewing them so I could find out about them. Love your channel, and look forward to learning more.
Thank you, friend. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Michael.
All right,
Thanks,
guys.
Michael.
Michael.
All right, guys. Well, that about wraps today's episode. Again, one last reminder on the email address. You can shoot an email to BNB Bootcamp at VIPfinancialeducation.com. First name, last name, phone number. If you are attempting to be one of the only 10 people that we're allowing in on this next workshop, prices are going to continue to go up, folks. So if you want that best price, you're going to have to take action. Now's the time. Let's get your business off the ground too. I appreciate all you guys as usual. Thanks so much for being here, and let's keep pumping them out. It's good stuff.
Thanks, guys. Super appreciate it. Let's keep going. We love it. It's awesome. We love seeing these results, because we can preach, as much as we can, but just hear it from someone, it's just incredible. And we're so proud of Michael Fox. He's just done incredible, and all of our students.
Yeah, we love having the testimonials on the channel like this. Michael and Katrina, thank you so much, guys. If you want more content, more information like this, please smash that thumbs up below. That's going to help our YouTube algorithms, helping bring more folks on here that are like-minded. If you're not a subscriber already, go ahead and subscribe and ding that bell below if you want future notifications from the VIP Financial Education YouTube channel, one of the most trusted sources on YouTube for all things credit, capital, cash flow. Until next time, thanks for joining us. Make it a great day.
So last time when we spoke to Adam, he just posted in our BNB Bootcamp members community recently. So on his 2 rentals he used to bring in around 26 grand annually. He brought in almost that much in the month of July alone on the exact same properties.
Talk about shortening time frame. What you made in a year, you make in a month.
Yeah.